what's up guys? Welcome to another video. Now I did promise you guys a live session, but the internet connection isn't that strong, so we are gonna have to do this by a recording. But I'll make sure to ask all of the questions that you guys want me to ask. So we are joined here by the CEO of Trutrader and Rolio. Jack, tell me, how does the partnership work? Because I always get that wrong.
Well, we both are founders.
We are with the founders. So don't misquote me, no. We are with the founders of Trutrader, Jamaal, Terrance, and Rolio Jack. Now you guys might know Rolio for being on this channel, and seeing that we have a trusted face, I really believe that this interview should go down well. So I'm gonna ask the gents to introduce themselves, and then we're gonna jump straight into the interview.
Hello guys, it's me again. So you guys obviously know me from my content. I mean, I've been on this channel a couple of times, 2 times. It's my 3rd time now. I'm one of the founders of Trutrader. I've also been in the trading industry for over 9 years now, and yeah, that's me. And this is my good friend here next to me.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Jamaal Terrance. I am a FX trader. I've been trading for about going on 10 years now, and I am the founder CEO of FXC Academy and also Trutrader Fund, a new prop firm who is on the mission to fund experienced traders who are undercapitalized. So yeah, that's pretty much me. New here in South Africa and huge fan of the channel, huge fan of Rado. So yeah, I'm excited.
That's good to hear. So how have you been finding Cape Town in South Africa so far?
You know, it's been great, honestly. I've met people who can help enhance what my mission is. It's a bit different. It's a different market than America for sure. It's more of a sensitive market more than anything. But I think anywhere you go is gonna have its good and its bad, and you just have to do your due diligence on figuring out what fits you, who you can hang around, who you can't hang around. But you don't judge a book by its cover. You take everybody in with open arms, and then you just let their actions prove to you if they're worth value, if the relationship has any value. You know.
That's awesome. Now, a lot of people have this question, and I had it too at first, right? But obviously, we got to speak, and I got the why. But there's a lot of people out there that doesn't understand why South Africa.
Great question. Well, first, I never really had the intention to move here. I actually was going to move to Bali because the reason why I moved wasn't because I wanted to start a business in South Africa. If you understand a trader's lifestyle, we kind of have more of a nomad lifestyle, pretty much meaning you can work, live from anywhere. And we tend to move to places where the cost of living is cheaper, but the experience is better than where we live. So being in the States, inflation is obviously high. Things are expensive, rent is increasing. So I just decided to take a year to just travel. But when I met Rolio, we actually met on YouTube based on me just being on YouTube. So I'm gonna hop into this. Is why I moved to South Africa. But it started from being on YouTube and just looking to find traders that provided content that was useful. You know, and there was 2 people who I came across, and Rolio was one of the guys, and I respected his content because I'm someone who vets data and like what you post. So I'll take a look at it, and then I'll see how the market reacts to what you said. And one thing, what I loved about Rolio's YouTube channel is that one, it wasn't the marketable YouTube. It wasn't someone who was selling a lifestyle or a facade. He was just providing educational content on a daily basis. And the other thing that stood out to me is that I was like, how is this guy not getting views? And there are other traders that have thousands of views, and their content is nowhere on his level. So, just being a businessman that I am, I just know it's best to build together than try to compete with someone. See, you have two people in the world. Somebody can see Rolio and take advantage of what he put out and not even reach out to him. Or you have somebody like me who will reach out to this guy and is like, bro, let's partner. I have something big that I'm working on in America. You're where you're at. I'm also thinking about moving somewhere where it's cheaper to live, it's more affordable, and even the market here was demanding. South Africa forex market is a bit different from America. In America, you have people who want to profit off of the market, but they don't want to really put in the work to profit, which makes sense. You get what I'm saying? The amount of capital that you need to really invest all your time, most Americans just don't have it. They have capital to invest, but the energy that they have to put into the market, they don't have that time. And it's different for South Africans. Here in South Africa, if you understand how American dollars convert to rand, it's more the money is worth more here. So a trader here can make 200, 300 US dollars, and it will be a lot to them. In America, that's not a lot to you. So I wanted to move to a market that value the skill, and then that didn't value just like the profit makings. There are people in South Africa that want to learn how to trade, and who understand the importance of risk management and the importance of having capital. Like Rolio here, not to like just put his personal business out there, but brother, he's an amazing trader. But trading, the profit comes with the capital that you have, right? If you are somebody who has 100 rand or 200 rand, the best thing you have to do is be honest with yourself and say, hey man, this isn't enough capital to be successful. But that doesn't mean you're a bad trader. That doesn't mean that you're not good at what you're doing. So the best thing you can do when starting a business is finding a solution to a problem. So the problem that was happening was you have a ton of good traders in South Africa who don't have capital. So how do you solve it? Bring a prop firm here to give them capital to trade. It's that the problem was that, and this is the solution. Now, can I have done this in America? Yes. Am I still going to do this in America? Yes. We have marketing that's going on in America. I have over 8,000 students in my academy, which just happened 60% are Africans. So that's from Nigeria to Zimbabwe to what is it, Tanzania, yeah. So I have students all over Africa, and when you have a business, you have metrics that you look at. You have KPIs that you measure to scale your business. Why will I invest majority of my time in America if 30% of my students are American and 70 are African? I would rather move to that market because I own an academy, so that shows me that those people want to learn. So
your academy, is it free?
Yeah, so our academy is a free academy where you can watch educational content from a beginner to, I'll say, expert level. Expert meaning you're an expert with understanding the fundamentals, right? Now, after you complete our video courses, we offer our mentor service to you because obviously I don't think you should pay for basic Forex education, but I do feel like you should take a route where the education is structured in a way for you to understand. I would not advise someone who's interested in trading to just go on YouTube and figure it out on their own. Is there good educational content on YouTube? This guy has a whole YouTube channel with valuable educational content, but you're not going to be able to watch his videos and understand it if you don't understand the basics, right? And the basics are important. Trying to move past the pips just to get profits is what trade. That's what they do. People will go and place a trade before understanding what leverage is, what margin is, what a pip actually is, what a point is, and providing that free education give you no excuse to do it the right way. and you have to do your due diligence if you're gonna go out and find somebody education. Forex education isn't anything. I can't teach a pip different from how he teaches. It's the same. It's the same thing. The academy is just there to structure the knowledge so you're not learning all over the place, right? But I don't want to devalue anybody who do charge for education. We charge for mentorship, but there are also people who need one-on-one learning, and that's the service that people will charge you for. Now, you can go out and learn on your own and be successful. I'm a trader who started trading with a mentor, but I'm more of a self-learner. Everybody isn't a self-learner. Some people need that one-on-one learning experience. Some people need that hands-on learning experience. And when you talk about paying for something, when you get to that level, you're not paying for the learning. You're paying for the service that person is providing to you. So if Rolio here says, I charge $300 to teach, he's not saying he charged $300 to expose you to this information. He's saying my time is worth that. So don't get it confused. Don't get it confusing when we talk about charging and not charging, but we just felt for our funnel to be more transparent with people and for people to perceive the right value that we provide. Here's a free academy. Now I will say this. You understand economics if you trade. There's this thing called supply and demand. As our demand grows, we don't know how long our academy will be free. You understand? Because at some point you have to understand your value, and it's one of those things. It's like sometimes we're in a space in the industry where you kind of have to prove to people. But I think we pretty much have done our proving. Like we've proved from an academy standpoint that we can educate and that we provide valuable content and valuable mentorship. So yeah, man.
Now, this one is for you. What made you feel safe to be like, okay? Because I've always asked myself this, and I was like, I'm gonna wait for the perfect time to ask you this, and now is the perfect time.
Yeah.
So, what made you feel safe to be like, this is something that I can attach my name to. This is something that I can attach all the effort that I've spent getting my FSCA authorization. I can attach that to this.
Yeah.
What made you feel like you can be like, Jamaal, come to South Africa, let's do this?
So, look, I think for anybody that would need to move themselves over completely to someone like Jamaal or anyone else out there, there's always that second thoughts that you get in your head. So when Jamaal reached out to me on Instagram, I was like, whoa, no, this can't be. I need to make sure, because there's a lot of scammers out there. And I was like, no, I don't believe this guy. I can't believe that. And then what I did was I had one of my students and I said, do you guys know this guy? And then one of them went to go on to Google and did some research, and then they came back with the same stuff that I actually don't care about at all, because it's got nothing to do with the conversations that we were running at that time. They told me, no, he was some sort of a celebrity. I mean, I don't care, because why? That's not what the conversation was going about in the first place. And then he sent me a voice note, and I was like, okay, he doesn't sound like he's not from the States. So that is now, he's there. And then what happened was one day he went on live on Instagram, and then I joined the live. Then I was like, this is a good opportunity to see if he's really the person that he's speaking about. But he was, because he was on there. But then I commented there, and then he started telling people about my YouTube channel. Then I was like, okay, cool, this guy is legit, 100% legit. Basically what happened was, I then got introduced to the FXC Academy. I was lucky enough to become a shareholder of FXC as well, because the interaction and the people that I worked with at that point, I still love my students, but I've met new students in that group as well. And the kind of feedback that you get from actual people that had that close relationship and interaction with the person that you want to get in contact with is always important. The kind of feedback, because that is you always need to listen to what people are saying about that person. If people says, oh my God, this guy's a problem, I don't understand why this guy's signals or the services are bad and all of that stuff, you have to go, okay, this is not something that I want to be part of, because based on where I stand, I believe that you need to act in the best interest of the client all the time. And for me, that's important. You need to make sure that you keep your people happy only when that is needed. Sometimes there is a bit of a misunderstanding where you need to squash a couple of cockroaches due to misunderstandings, but that's what needs to happen in the business place. So after spending some time in the signals chat where people was actually interacting and talking to one another, I was just in there, and then Jamaal had told him that he would like to bring me over to FXC. I was literally just standing there picking up information first to make sure that, okay, I'm not going to say I'm well known in Cape Town or South Africa for being who I am, because just some people know about me. But the last thing I want to do is jump on board with someone that sits on the opposite of the table than what I believe. I believe that people needs to be valued. People are important. Clients in particular are important, and that's how you grow your clientele base at the end of the day. You want good positive feedback. That's why you need to make sure that you always see or at the best interest of the clients. And that's kind of where I went like, okay, this guy is not only passionate about trading than I am. I love candlesticks. I can analyze any chart view at any time of the day. Just say when, but that's me. There's nothing I love more than looking at candlesticks. I love it. And he loves it too. And I was like, okay, that's good. Then I met with some of the students in this chat group, and then I saw, okay, these guys are genuinely saying that he is delivering at the standard that I do myself, because I believe that, I take care of my students firstly, and that's exactly what he did. And I want to be part of something that we are able to grow as a team and provide that same kind of support system to the people as well. Because I personally don't think people need to pay for something and not get what they were promised in return. First of all, that's not what I am about, and people that knows me knows that's not what I'm about. And that's one of the key reasons why I decided, you know what, maybe it's a good idea to partner up with someone that's got a bigger brand and a bigger name than me, but I'm capable of bringing that value to that, because it's always been one of my biggest goals. I'm not sure if you remember when I was on the first podcast with you, I said my biggest dream or my biggest aim in terms of what I want to achieve in the industry is to get everyone educated and also the capital to be able to trade so that they can become profitable, and just restore the faith back into people, because we know a lot of that has been lost. Now the best thing about what we are trying to do at FXC is we are not only trying to provide the education, you understand, or the signals that we provide, but we are also bringing actual capital to people as well. So now people who's got the capital, they've got the right education, people know how to provide the best education. So people's got the education, they got the support system. Capital is not a problem anymore. So there's no more excuses for why people cannot also grow. You know what, boss? I don't think I'm going to come back to work tomorrow because I'm waiting for my payout that's going to change my life. Exactly. That is what we are here to do. We are here to provide the education. Like you said, we've proven that we can provide the education. Signals, for anybody that's in the signals chat, will tell you how successful we are in the signals as well. Now we're providing the capital also, but that's all the stepping stone in order to what the big goal was, or the bigger goal was. The bigger picture at the end of the day is to just change the way people, especially with everything that had happened here in South Africa. I mean, you're the Forex police and you should know this because you've arrested a lot of people on your channel. But that's my goal. That's the aim here at what we're trying to achieve. And that's just to get people funded and provide them with the education. I mean, nothing's going to make anyone happier if they can have a $1,000 withdrawal out of their account. And because people never had the exposure to such a large amount of money at their point in life, maybe, this is a good opportunity for someone not to say, yeah, but I don't have the money. You have the capital, we provide the education, we provide the support system there as well. There's no more reason why people cannot be not profitable but why people aren't able to change their situation, because we are here to provide that market, or that we here to fill that gap basically. And just last but not least, we also understand that there is other prop firms out there as well, that you have to pass phase 1 and a phase 2. But even that we have looked at, and we go like, but we want to eliminate that, because I know people that had failed those tests probably 9, 10, 8 times before. So the idea is to, you know what, so we're like, you know what, forget about phase 1 and phase 2. We get you funded straight away. You can trade, you got the skill, good, there's the money. Let's see how much money you can make. And that is basically the bottom line. There's nothing else, in terms of what we're trying to achieve, other than providing people with good education and making sure people have the capital in order to apply their education. And then we have people that is providing further support when it is needed in terms of their education. You got a problem with risk management? No problem. Pick up the phone and call. We've got someone that would be able to assist you in that regard there as well. And that falls part of the mentorship. So that's it. And that's why I decided, it's a good time to join Jamaal. And then we came together and decided, you know what, it's time to go bigger.
Go bigger.
And that's where Trutrader was born.
But I want to say something. Most people that are new to my brand, who's probably not new to his brand, but also people that are familiar with his brand, we didn't meet a month ago. We didn't meet 2 weeks ago. We've been knowing each other for a very long time. I think I reached out to him in 2021. And we literally talked on the phone almost every single day.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is, when I was in America, the time zone different. So while he's up in the morning, I'm up late at night. So our relationship it's before the world saw it, we were forming it, right? And by the time the world saw our relationship, we had already did our due diligence on each other to see if this relationship had any value. And it only brought us to a place to realize, bro, we have a proven system that works. And that gave us the confidence to take these next steps, to do a prop firm, to open up indices chat and provide signals. And that's just like, everything just worked, everything worked for us. All the pieces fell into place. And the only thing we could do is come back to the table and say, how can we make this better?
Yeah.
How can we be bigger, So, yeah, bro, so thank you for believing in me and giving me the opportunity to partner with me. Because, listen, man, he could have went anywhere. Like, a hedge fund could have called this guy if they came across his content. And it's like, man, we want you. Like, I have friends that work for financial institutions and companies where they aren't allowed to open a trading account because they're that good and they're paid so well to where they don't have to even risk their money, and that could have been something perfect for him to read the charts. Is easy. He's also regulated. I don't think there's any other person in South Africa in the forex space in that Generation Z industry that is regulated, who even take the steps to invest in themselves before people invest in them. That was the biggest thing about Rolio. He invested himself first before he make people invest in him.
Yeah.
And you see, I don't want to go too far. I'm gonna let you ask questions, but you see a lot of the traders that invest in themselves for people to invest in them.
True. So, Rhoda, do you really believe, this is something I did want to ask you, do you really believe that access to capital would end up in more financial opportunities for South Africans?
I think one of the biggest gaps that needs to be filled in the market is there's a lot of good traders out there, and there's no doubt about that, right? I mean, when I was in my prime, when I started becoming profitable, funds were still one of the biggest gaps that needed to be filled because I was employed, and when you're employed, you have certain obligations that you need to fulfill, and so you can't deposit a large amount of money. And this was before prop firms came out of nowhere, and I had debt because you all have debt when you work for some strange reason, and then I had all of these things that I needed to pay, so I couldn't fund my account to where I would want it to. So the most I was able to fund was maybe like 1,000 rand, sometimes 2,000 rand. And when you calculate your risk, because that's important, risk management is important, your risk calculator will tell you you only qualify for a 0.02. Now you would go, okay, it's fine because I trade a 1 to 3, risking 1% to make 3%. Then you probably make like, let's say, and this is just hypothetically speaking, you maybe make 100 rand or 200 rand on that one trade. You don't want to overtrade, you don't want to over risk, so you're very careful with the way you handle that account. You might want to leverage another position, but you can't because your account's looking at you and go, my man, it's only 1,000. So you go like, okay, it's fine, I understand. So, and being the person of, I used to trade, and that was before I came over to my Forex funds, because they were only introduced later. But then I always thought to myself, if I was able to get a large amount of capital and I was able to make, let's say, 1% or 2%, then I didn't have to go that deep, or I didn't have to be that careful, because we're very careful. Remember, money, the reason we as people, we are emotionally attached to the money that we invest in the market, not just in the market, but wherever our money goes. You always give them money like, yes, it's fine. Like, you're not just going to give somebody there unless you emotionally feel, right, I like this guy, here's that. Like, I'm not just going to go, but there has to be a reason. So once you deposit money into the market, you become emotionally attached to it. That's why the minute you take that first trade, your heart starts pumping left, right, and center because it's your hard-earned capital. But what would make you feel more nervous? 100 rand drawdown on a 500 rand account, or 100 rand drawdown on a 400,000 rand account, 400,000 rand account, because that's what we provide. That's the entry level package. 25,000 US dollars is what we provide as an entry level package. And I feel that if the skilled traders out there is able to make 1% or 2% the same way they would scale on a smaller account, they would then in that way gain a lot more profit at the end of the day. And in that way, we are able to, we are just able to help a lot of people out there.
And also change the narrative, because people are so, being that they're undercapitalized out here, and this comes from my students that live in South Africa. They provide to me their screenshots of the trades that they've placed and that have played out. And as a mentor, it kind of hurts to tell them sometimes. It's like, look, I see what you're doing, but you can't adapt that risk management to satisfy your needs for the profits that you want to be happy, right?
Yeah.
Because if you can't manage 1,000 rand, you can't manage 100,000 rand. You can't manage 1,000,000 rand. So we have a service. Is everybody going to find success with it? No, because everybody don't have risk management. Everybody don't have patience. Everybody don't have the skill, but that's not what our service is for. Trutrader is for true traders. We're not a casino. We're not a service that you can come and gamble our money to find financial freedom for you in your way. It doesn't work like that. And what I love about the space that we're in is that we have the ability to be honest and take the backlash from people hating our opinion, because guess what? We have a proven system. So the value is in us, not the client. The only value in a client coming on our platform, if they're profitable, how can we keep them on our platform? So we reward you if you're profitable. If you are able to scale your account, once you make it to $1 million in a funded account, you don't pay us any fee. And you also can take profits at any percentage in profit. If you're 0.1% in profit, you can request a withdrawal. You see, so the goal for our company is to find people who want to master this skill. Will we fill a void here in SA? Yes. Will we fill a void in Africa? Yes. Will we fill a void in the world? Yes, because you have an 18-year-old who don't want to go to college, who don't agree with the conventional way, the even down to the American dream. This generation is a generation where you can have a 16-year-old who can be better than someone on Wall Street. That's the generation that we live in. Technology has allowed our brains to open and have allowed us to meet people. I met this guy on the internet, on YouTube. YouTube don't even have a messenger to message like a content.
Instant messaging.
Instant messaging. Like there's no DM. You get what I'm saying? So what I had to do to meet him was a little bit over and beyond, but I was able to do it, right? So the generation that we're living in, we have to understand is that everybody isn't a gambler. Everybody don't look at the market as a get-rich-quick scheme. There are people out there, and guess what? That is who we are looking to find. We're not looking to find the people who want to go open 2 standard lots on Nas on a 100K account. On a $1,000 account. We're not looking for that, and we want them to know that before they give us their money. Like we don't want your service because you have to think you're giving us less than 1% of the account balance on your funded account, and you have the opportunity to lose 10%. You get what I'm saying? So there's no value in just taking a large volume of people who don't know the skill and who's going to fail. But for those people out there who are going to take the time to invest in themselves, they're going to 100% will find financial freedom with our service.
I am very, very glad to hear that. And it's also refreshing to hear that there's people that there's a lot of faith within the traders within the South African forex industry, because normally people think that this channel is a career killer, but it's refreshing to have people on here that's basically boosting up and pushing trading forward, And I also believe that I wouldn't say put it like that, giving money away for traders to come and trade for you or anything like that, but investing in South Africa in that sense would really help people out, especially the undercapitalized ones, because when you look at the majority of South Africans, we're like from the ghettos, we're like from the slums, we're from the woods, and the reason why we can't get out is because the money that I make from my salary, I have to help my sister with her kids. The money that I make from my salary, I have to help my brother help send money to my brother because my brother is still in jail. The money that I get from my salary, I have to help my parents with. So in South Africa, when you have that undercapitalized conversation, there's a lot of problems surrounding that, and I'm really glad that concerning funding, when people sign up for an account, that whole stress of, oh my gosh, I am trading for, or I am trading what is supposed to be school fees. I guess you saw that on my channel before, where people come with like school fees, people come with their grocery money.
Exactly.
And now with the access to funding, that will help them out like in a major way. So do you actually feel that for a longevity conversation, do you feel like in say 5 to 10 years, do you think that you guys will still be giving funds to traders that meet the requirement? And just before you guys just think of joining randomly, Rolio is an awesome trader, and for you to get the account, you're probably gonna have to pass Rolio's standards. And Rolio's trading standards is kakai. So don't just think you're gonna come and there you go, there's the account. Now you're gonna have to work for it. So do you think that with the service that you are providing, that this company will still be here for years?
Great. That's actually a great question. How I see our company, yes, first off, yes, I see that. The reason why is because our prop firm isn't the only service we provide. Our prop firm is it's more of a feature to our academy, right? I expect FXC to be here after I pass away, you see, because the market isn't going anywhere. Obviously, Powell is printing every day.
Yeah, you'll probably be gone before you.
The market is going to be here. So the goal for us is to educate, right? The only problem is we're educating a market who don't have capital. So look at Trutrader as a feature on your iPhone, right? How can we make the iPhone better for you to use, right? So that is what Trutrader is. Now, you have people out here who will not invest in education and go purchase a prop firm account. You get what I'm saying? And it's so crazy that if you look at the value we provide, the amount of backlash and speculation that we get up front, it's almost like very disappointing, but you have to understand there's always speculation in the market, right?
The thing is why that is now, and the reason why I asked the question why I did now is because companies would start, if you look on my channel, you will see that there's a history of brokers that's popping up. People invest with the broker,
Exactly.
and boom, people spot with it.
But this is
that is why I asked you. In a few years' time, will you guys start there?
But this is the difference. I think when you get into a space, especially in this industry, you have to research. And I think a lot of people who start trading, that's the first thing they fail to do. They don't research the market. They'll research the person they want to invest in. So they'll go on Instagram who's someone to say they're the best, and they'll go Google that person. But they're not researching the market, right? You have mentors out here who are sharks. And you also have brokers who are sharks. And you have to understand the business. One, a broker fail because they're not regulated, right? So you have to understand there are two types of brokers. You have an A-book broker and you have a B-book broker. If you go and look at the number of A-book brokers that fail, they don't fail. They're still standing. Now, if you look at the number of B-book brokers that fail, the rate of those brokers fail faster. But you also have some credible B-book brokers that are out there. You also have some unregulated credible brokers that are out there. But I don't know what South Africans have access to when it comes to signing up for different brokerages. I don't know if you guys can only sign up with a broker that is regulated in South Africa. And I think that's the problem. People don't research the broker. I think a lot of South Africans, they choose broker based off the exposure of leverage that they provide. And that's the worst way to determine the broker you're going to use. If your broker is allowing you to trade at such a high leverage, it's kind of like attempted suicide, right? And then when you know how B-book brokers work, it just makes it even worse. So you have to do your due diligence. We're different from a broker. You put your money in a broker account, right? We put our money in an account for you to trade. And you also have to understand, we are partnered with a liquidity partner. We're not partnered with a broker. A broker is someone who uses a liquidity partner. So you're getting upsold on the features that they are paying for from the liquidity partner. So they get a spread from their liquidity partner. Then they add their prices on the spread because you don't have access to go directly to a liquidity partner. So the longevity of our company lasts as long as our liquidity partner. And our liquidity partner has been around for years. They're listed on the U.S. Stock Exchange. They're not going anywhere. So as long as our partnership with our liquidity partner lasts, Trutrader will be here.
I hope that relationship lasts.
well, this is what I would say. Based on to protect our brand and to protect to continue to give this service to true traders and people who value trading, we probably have to take more steps to vetting the people that we want on our platform. Right now, we are pretty much open to all because as a trader who come from a place of being undercapitalized, I just wanted the chance. if I had the chance, let me prove to you, right? When you think about trading and you think about other prop firms and you also think about how you invest your money, when you think about prop firms who have the restrictions and parameters that they have, also the price point that they charge, there is no value in paying them. You get what I'm saying? Especially if you have a service like us or like BlueFX that exists, or any instant funding company that have parameters that a proven system can align with, right? Traders don't understand the risk factor. By the time you pass 2 challenges and receive your first payout with a prop firm that is $800 US, our traders will have received 2 to 3 payouts, and now they're on $1 million account. So you can't look at it as like, oh, you guys are a monthly subscription. We're a monthly fee because you're trading our capital on a monthly basis, right? If you look at the ratio of the people that pass prop firm challenges, just phase 1, and then you look at the people who actually pass phase 2, and then you look at the people who actually make it to their first payout, and then you look at the people who make it to their second payout, and then you look at the people who make it to the third. It's more of a stressful system to trade within, and the numbers are pretty much proven that it's not smart to invest in. I think people think about it as like, oh, I'm getting 90% of profit, so it's better than this person. It's like, yeah, but imagine if you fail 9 times. Because that's like most traders I know I've seen fail. I've seen traders fail a FTMO challenge 3 times in 1 month.
And also, just on that note, I'm sorry to pause in there, Idle, but just on that note as well, I always tell people to look at it in the easiest way, simple, and that is basically when you apply an academy like, not an academy like but a prop firm like FTMO, there's no risk that lies with them. When you register for phase 1 and you lose your 1,300 to 400 rand, do you think they lose anything? They don't lose anything because it's not an actual account that is given to you. Sure. And like I said before, why would you pay for a demo account? Like, you have to pay for a demo account just so that you can prove that you can trade, and if you fail due to the fact that you've got a daily drawdown that you have to take into consideration, then they send you an email to say that, well, my friend, guess what, we're not going to lose anything, but you're going to lose your 1,500 rand. So where does the risk really lie? It lies with you in your pocket, and you have to pay that. Would you rather take the risk of trading your actual live account with 400,000 rand, or would you want to go through a phase 1 and a phase 2, and you have to still wait another month for withdrawal?
Exactly.
You understand?
Sure.
So because I personally, I've gone through that phase 1, I failed my Forex funds 3 times. As good as I am sitting here, my friend, I failed it. But the frustration of having to pretend like you have to treat a demo account like it's a real account. So you're out here calculating risk like it's a real account, but it's actually a demo account. And then I realized, okay, but there was no other alternative. So then we came together and it was like, why don't we just create an alternative to a point where you don't have to go, hey, look at me, I can trade, and have to go through phase 1, a phase 2, and then you get your live account, and then you have to wait another month before you can get a withdrawal. No, there's nothing like that. So we eliminated all of that. And the ultimate goal that we're also trying to achieve for FXC overall is to get people not only educated, but also to grow and get people to come and join the team, start being employed by us and work with us at the end of the day. So that's the main, the big idea that we are trying to achieve here as well. Getting these successful traders to come on board, people that can actually prove that they are traders and they're making consistently profits, because that's what a good trader needs to strive for, that is being consistent on a monthly, weekly, bi-weekly basis. And then we get those people on board. That is the idea, and that is what we are striving to do through having the FXC Academy and now having Trutrader on board here as well. Yeah.
But this is another good point about how we decided to grow our prop firm or start our prop firm and choose the parameters. We built a lot of our features off of prop firms that exist, right? You don't have to recreate something. You can just enhance what is out there,
Yeah.
And our goal isn't really to compete with any other prop firm. Our goal is to just show like, hey, if you have a system that works, you have the chance of being funded instantly, right? You have the chance of taking advantage of a service that doesn't put that emotional pressure of losing capital if you fail a challenge. There's no value. Do you know there's so many traders who I've seen take a challenge and end in like 6% profit, end in like 7% profit, end in like 8% profit, but they still fail. So the value that we add with our prop firm is that even at a 5% in profit, you can request a withdrawal. Imagine if you paid FTMO, or I don't even want to say a prop firm's name, but if you paid a prop firm $800 for a 100K account, right? And you end the month 5% in profit, right? You lost your money. If you had a Trutrader account and you ended at 5% in profit, guess what you're doing? Requesting a withdrawal.
That's awesome.
Do you see? That's your first month. That's your first month. So let's say you hit 10% your first month with Trutrader. We're going to double your account. Let's say if you have another prop firm that requires phase 1 and phase 2, you make 10% on your first month. Guess what happens? You go to another challenge. With us, when you make 10% your first month, you get a double account and you can request a withdrawal.
So is that how the scaling works?
Yes.
On the accounts?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people that was wondering, how does the scaling work? Do they just have to make a certain percentage
I'll explain.
on the account that they get and then they go to the next level, or do they have to make 100% over it? Or?
Sweet. So here at Trutrader, we have two types of accounts. One account is the 25K account. That account is not scalable. That is for a trader who wants to pretty much take more of a low risk approach to prop firms, meaning you're just paying less to risk. You don't want to pay the $250. It's more of a cost alternative, but it's also, I feel like the 25K account, if you don't have a strong trading system, that account will help you help you build a strong trading system with the hours that you're allowed to trade in, how our leverage is set on our accounts. You're going to become a better trader. So that account is 25K. It's not scalable, but you can leave your profits in and grow it over time. Meaning not scalable means we do not reward you on any percentage at growth besides you take withdrawals. Now with our pro account, that account starts at 50K USD. Once you hit a 10% in a month, or just not even, I'll take that back. So once you hit 10% on that account, if it takes you 3 months, if it takes you 6 months, there's no time frame of when you have to reach that 10%. But once you make that 10% and that 10% balance is in the account, we will double your account. So let's say you have 50K, you make 10%, so you make $5,000. We're going to double your account 50K. Now, can you withdraw? Yes, but if you withdraw more than that 50, that 10%, you're gonna be on that 50K level because you have to scale it up. But you can scale to 100K and you can sit there comfortably if you just keep that balance in the account and you grow, because when you have 100K, now you're making bigger profits because that scalability is there. Now this is the thing, because a lot of our potential clients ask us this: can I scale up to $1 million in 1 month? So saying that if I make 40% in 1 month, will I go to $1 million? So we scale you as 1 time per month. So we won't scale you 3 times in 1 month. Because it could be the luck of the lady. We want you to show that you're proven. We're going to reward you as you go, but you still can withdraw those profits on that level. If you make more than 10% and you make 30%, you can request that withdrawal of that 30% and keep that 10% in there and scale. You get what I'm saying? But this is what I want traders to understand. When you come to us, you need to make sure you have the right mindset before you start trading our accounts. We don't want people coming to us asking for like leverage that makes no sense. We don't want traders asking if like, oh my God, I only trade indices. Like, yes, we understand that people find those things to be attractive. You're trading our money. You're trading. We have investors that are backing us with capital. If you can't trade a currency pair, we just don't want to take that risk. You know, we are working to find ways to where we can set our work with our liquidity partner to add indices. It's in the process, and it's in the process. But this is what I want people to understand. It's that when you have risk, if you understand risk management and you understand volatility, there's no difference. You get what I'm saying? Your risk to reward is the value of trading. It's not what you're trading. Now, if you understand how indices work and you understand the correlation, if you can read the indices, then you can read the currency pair that is positively or negatively affecting. You get what I'm saying? So I think traders, especially here in this market, because they're uncapitalized, they like trading those futures because it's not even that it gives them fast money. It actually gives them fast losses. You know, they are undercapitalized, so they see the volatility, and then the brokers here allow them to leverage. It's like double kill. It's like a double kill. The thing about it is that we here at FXC and Truth, like as founders, we've became profitable and we consistently make profits, not just for ourselves, but for the people that are in our community. And with about almost 2-3 years, I never caught the signal on indices. Like I just never did it, but I would trade it for my personal reasons. And our traders were still profitable. They didn't complain. They understood, like, because what's the difference if you trade NAS or US30 and you have a risk to reward of 1 to 3? If you trade a currency pair, you have the risk to reward of 1 to 3. What's the difference?
For me, there's no difference because the system and the parameters of the system stays the same. So in the copy, the system says it says that you can use it on different things. You can even use it on stock side.
It's like it's risk to reward is the core value of becoming a successful trader. If you have poor risk management and you're taking positions where you're not testing your risk to reward, meaning you're sitting in a bigger drawdown but you're closing in a smaller profit, like there's no value in that position whatsoever, because the next position you can go through that and lose all the profits that you made. You understand? So what we're trying to do is, one, break this mindset of the gamblers here. We have the capital. You don't have to gamble. You have the capital. Leverage is only there if you're undercapitalized, because leverage is nothing but borrowing money that you don't have and paying it back times 2. You understand? So if we give you the capital, you don't need the leverage. Leverage is a safe haven. Leverage is not meant to be used. Let's say if you had $1 million in your bank account and there's a house that you want to buy that costs $50,000. You have $1 million in your account. This house costs $50,000. Are you gonna go to a bank and take out a loan with the interest rate that's gonna make you pay 3 times that house if you have the capital to buy the house?
Nope.
It's the same thing with trading. So why would you borrow money that you don't need to borrow now that you have the capital?
No.
Traders are learning how to trade to come out of their financial situations overnight. That is not why the market is here. The market is here for you to take advantage of the corruption or the things that happen in the markets, in the economies that you kind of disagree with, right? As a trader, for the last 8 years, I've made money, and I've seen people lose their livelihood based on how I made my money. You understand? So sometimes trading can also have a mental crush on a profitable trader. You know, my grandma lost her house when when interest rates in the housing market crashed during that time. So there's somebody out there who made money during that time. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Trading is a beauty, and trading is also a curse. So you have the ability to take advantage of those situations when they happen, because it's going to eat your pockets up if you don't have capital, or if your job is underpaid, or if you don't make money. So how I try to teach my traders when they start trading is, this is another stream of income. This isn't the exit plan. Treat it like another stream of income. If you can make $1,000 on your trading account and you can make $1,000 at work, trading is something that you can do from your phone. You can do that at work. You can go to the restroom and place a trade and come back to work. You don't have to say, oh my God, once I deposit money in this trading account, I'm never going to have to work for nobody again. You don't have to have that mindset. That's the wrong mindset to have, because you're fighting a dream that doesn't exist. Because the first thing is, you don't have capital. Second thing is, you don't understand the skill. Third thing is, you don't even know risk management. You don't know how to use risk management properly. And like the final thing is, most traders who start trading don't even understand fundamentals. You're trading futures, but don't know who Jerome Powell is. You're trading futures, and you don't understand GDP. So you're just trading volatility with luck. And what I love about Rolio, and what I love about what we have here at FXC, we're not in the business to please you. If you see our value, that's the pleasing. You're not going to come to us and ask us questions. You're not going to show us your analysis and get the answer that you want. If you come to FXC, we like for you to forget everything you know about trading. Because most traders that come to us, they're like, oh, I know everything. Or this, like, no, I took this guy's course, I learned this is what I do. Great. That's great. Show us a proven system that works for you. I tell people this: if you have a proven system, you won't go searching for nothing else. I don't go on YouTube to look for a strategy. I don't go on Instagram and DM somebody say, help me trade. I don't go to someone and say, can you trade for me? My system is proven. The only thing I can do is provide a service for you to take advantage of it. And it's up to you to take advantage of it.
Now, recently on Trutrader's Instagram, I see that they switched payment from card to Bitcoin.
Yes.
What happened there? What made that decision? Because for South Africans normally they trust card payments, right?
Yes.
And now seeing them having to switch to Bitcoin, for them it's a little bit.
We know.
So how did that come about, and how will it benefit the consumer?
This is what I'll say. That decision that we had to make was a decision based on potential customers. That wasn't a decision that we made on our own. We didn't launch our company saying we're only accepting crypto. We launched our company accepting all payment methods, even payment methods that protected the customers who had that speculation. One thing, as a CEO and as an owner, we deal with things on the back end that a consumer has no knowledge about. And when I say has no knowledge about, they don't understand how processing systems work and how merchant services work. When we launched Trutraders, we had a vast amount of interest. And you obviously helped bring that interest to our platform as well. Rolio, how we rolled our company grew a lot of attention. So we did have a ton of interest on our website, and because we were a new company, we were also new to that processing company. So the first day we had a ton of fraudulent attempts. Not even people wanted to buy with their card. It was just people using other people's credit cards, or they were using different names on credit cards, but the account was in this name. And for us, we do this process called KYC, Know Your Customer. We can't process a payment of somebody else's card, and we just can't do that. So that draws a red flag to the merchant services, because when you go and pay your card online, kind of like how it works, they loan the business the money until they receive the money. So they're taking a risk on the transactions, because when the customer go and dispute the transaction or it's a fraudulent payment, that merchant servant takes the loss. So they minimize their risk by saying, hey, Trutrader, we love what you guys got going on. We believe, we think you have an amazing service, but we can't take that risk because of the activity that we're seeing with your consumer base. You see, so it wasn't a decision that we made on our own. It was a decision that the merchant services made for their security reasons. We could have went to another merchant service that provide payment processing for high-risk companies, because Forex just have like this, it's a market of speculation. Processing systems tend to charge you more per transaction. So like if you have a clothing business, they may charge you 2.9% per transaction. Now that you fall in that high-risk category, they may charge you almost 6% per transaction. You understand? So for us, we don't want to lose our value. We don't want to take this event, because if we had to take the route to go to a high-risk processing system, for me, I would just dissolve the company and I would say, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your interest in our company, but I'm just going to have to walk away from this company because it won't make sense for us to invest our time and energy in having to deal with that high-risk fee. So to keep our price points affordable to this market and to people who are undercapitalized at that price point, crypto allows us to know that our customer sees our value. We don't want a customer to pay for our service who speculate. You see, we don't want a customer to pay us who don't see our value. Crypto allows us to, one, scale our business, continue to grow, and prevent fraud. That is our priority, because we're giving you access to our capital. So fraud is our biggest priority. And guess what crypto does? It eliminates fraud. It eliminates fraud from the beginning. But I know it's going to be different for people. But what it's also going to allow us to do is it takes away that stress of us billing their card out of nowhere. Or they may forget, or it's like it's a bad month and I don't want to pay. I forgot to call them to cancel. See, with the crypto payments, we invoice you monthly. So if you say, hey, I don't want to trade on my account this month, don't charge me. And we say, okay, cool. Because with the processing system, we had an automatic pay where it just come out your account. So this is also going to give our clients, like, okay, it's not really a monthly subscription, it's a monthly access fee. So it is going to be different, but crypto is obviously the future. Crypto allows businesses to hold on to the value that they have. It's like, imagine somebody's just coming and saying, we want 3.9% of your transaction because I'll just go use crypto blockchain because the percentage per transaction is about 1%. So we want to keep the structure of our business scalable. We want that scalability. The scalability is keeping every penny that we make to keeping it. And because with our platform, we're also investing into the traders that come onto our platform. Like we want to create lifestyle events here in SA. We want to just provide lifestyle experience for people on our platform. So yes, the money that you pay us is definitely valuable to us. So we want to keep it, and we want it to be protected. It's gonna be different. Everything changes, but I'm sure in 5 months or probably about a year or two, Pick and Pay is gonna be like we only offer crypto payments. It's because that's where we're headed, and we're just hopping on that wave early. I think it's gonna for traders who see our value, they're gonna be able to be with us going back to your question, do you see the longevity in our company? This is the way this is going to help us add to that longevity. Because this is the thing. Imagine if somebody comes on our platform, they buy a 50K account, and they pay us $250, right? Let's say they make it to a profit, and we pay them out. And then they call their bank, and they say, hey, I didn't make that transaction. We've now paid them their profits, and they've gotten their money returned because they filed the dispute. And also, what most people don't know about disputes, when a customer files a dispute, the merchant charges you an additional fee on top of the fee that the consumer paid. So you're kind of going further in the negatives with that transaction. So we just want not even to minimize our risk. We don't want to have no risk on the payments made to our company.
Tell me how reputable and trustworthy is your liquidity partner?
I will say this: for a company to be listed on the U.S. Stock Exchange for the length they've been listed shows their value. They're also regulated with FCA, and because we're partnered with a liquidity partner, we get professional spreads. We do not provide anything that's going to devalue the money that we're trading. This is what our traders have to understand, because I think people have this broker mindset or this idea that everything in trading is like what brokers do to me or what gurus do. We're giving you access to trade our capital. So our capital is precious to us. You understand? I don't want to have 1,000 traders on our platform that's losing 10% a month. You understand?
100%.
You don't have to worry about price manipulation because we won't manipulate price on our money. You're not funding your account with 50K. We're giving you access to trade our capital. So that is the main thing that traders have to understand.
So I sign up for a Trutrader account because this is what I think a lot of people are thinking. So if I sign up for a Trutrader account, do I get free help in trading that account?
Okay,
like,
great question.
Maybe do I get setups, analysis?
Great question.
Do you guys give signals?
Great question. This great. I'm glad you asked that. So, Trutrader, I want people to understand this. Trutrader is a prop firm. A prop firm is a company that provides a service to experienced traders who understand how to trade, right? They provide them with access to capital to trade. That is what a prop firm is. Again, we do own an academy that help you become a trader or just understand the market better, finding entries. We offer that mentorship. Can you have a Trutrader account and also be a member of our academy? Yes, you have to invest in yourself. Trutrader, this is the thing. Why would we create a prop firm? To tell you when to enter the market. So you're just using our knowledge. It's like you have to, everything in life isn't free. You get what I'm saying? There are people at home right now that get into the market and close in profit. That is our client. Why would we just give you access to our capital, give you the signal, and then you make the money, and then we take 40% of it? Who did the work?
You guys did the work.
Who did the work? You understand? So maybe traders should go through FXC, get a strong foundation, delete everything they know and start over. A month or two, we definitely think you'll be set up. But what you can do is join our mentorship, and we do provide daily setups for traders to know what pairs to analyze, and we teach you how to find entries, and then you can take our setups and you can take what we've taught you and take your Trutrader account, not a demo account or not a funded account with $125, a funded account with $25,000, and you trade it. You understand? Because if you put $125 in a live account and you make 1% a day, you won't keep going. You're gonna fight that urge to gamble.
Yeah. And I think also just on that, we've got 2 signals chats there as well, and people are, Trutrader clients are more than happy to utilize that services as well to trade their funded accounts. And I think it's important also because there's a lot of people that works, that's got a job, that has to work, and are not always able to sit there and analyze the charts, and so we provide that service also. So, and I mean, you have the capital and you're getting the services from, I would consider myself one of the best out there as well. So I think it's important that people understand that that we're trying to cover basically everything from all ends to try and make it easier for the consumer from a financial perspective, also from an educational perspective, but also obviously wanting to make sure, like Mr. Terrance said over here, make sure that they also educate themselves in the long term to become consistently independent, profitable traders by themselves in the long term, and then come on board with us, and then that's how we're going to scale, and that's how we're going to grow in the future. But the only way a lot of people are capable of finding time to learn is when either on the weekend or if they're not working. So we have to get them out of that job first. And the only way to do that is providing them with the capital and the support system to grow the account, get those consistent withdrawals, and then telling the boss, you know what, like what I told my boss. I'm not going to tell you what I told my boss because it's not something I would tell. Yeah.
But you know what's crazy though? When we talk about signals and we talk about funded accounts, right? Signal is dependent upon a provider, right? Let's say something happened to this guy. Or let's say something happened to me and we're no longer here. How can you continue to trade?
Yes.
You see, our value is in our education, in the knowledge that we have to feed people. Take advantage of that and utilize the capital to help enhance what you've learned.
Yes.
We can teach you how to make your own signal. So don't depend on us just for signals. Yes, we provide them, but I say here in SA is why I moved here is you guys have the time to learn. Unemployment rate, the unemployment here is like almost 50%. You see, the market is big, and there's people out there who's like, I'm gonna take the time to learn this skill, so I don't need Rolio. I'm not waiting around on my phone to get a notification. We can teach you how to do it. Invest in that. That is the skill. You can't say I want to be a barber, right? But refer all your clients to a barber that you like to get a haircut. You have to learn the skills so that you can cut their hair.
Yeah.
Like the thing about trading is that and I hate it. I'm not a big YouTube person. I'm not a big That's just not me. It's not who I am. Like I have traders that have been with me for 2 years, 3 4 years. They're not going anywhere because what I provide in my community is what matters to me. Not what I post on Instagram. Not what I can flaunt to you. That doesn't make my results impactful. What's impactful is having a community of 548 people that are engaging with each other on a daily basis. And a random person can come in and say, what do you guys think about this academy? And you know what the 548 people are going to say? Oh my God, it has changed my life.
That is sincerely all that I am looking forward to for Trutrader to actually change people's lives, but then also on the other end, people
have to stop taking stuff out of context as well. Changing my life doesn't mean making me a millionaire. If I today go to someone in SA and I give them $500 US. You know what they'll do? They will say, "You changed my life." You can do the same thing in the market because 1% of 50K is $500. So that's not us changing your life. Isn't saying we're about to make you a millionaire tomorrow. We're about to make you $100,000 tomorrow. Like Usain Bolt trains for years to run like 30 seconds. You get what I'm saying, bro? The trading isn't like this fast track thing, bro. If it was, everybody would be here. Everybody would be here. And people just have to realize that trading is investing. Investing, the standard ROI of investing is what? 1 to 3. That's in any business that you do. If you're in the music business, a record label will give you $1 million and they want to make $3 million. If you start a barbershop and you invest $40,000 to build it, you're gonna feel comfortable once you make $120,000. That is what you need to focus on. So if you give us $125 for a 25K account, right? If you make it to 5%, do you know what your return on investment is? 1 to 6. Because 5% of 25K is just $1,500 if I'm not mistaken. 60% of that 5% that you're receiving for withdrawal is $750. You've only paid us $125 and we just paid you out $750. You don't have to like Elon Musk wasn't created overnight.
So true. Ronald, do you see any further regulatory steps for Trutrader?
Well, I think that's something that myself and Jamaal, we have to sit down still, and we need to obviously understand in which direction it is that we are going to be fully heading, and then obviously need to understand if there's anything from the liquidity provider, or based on the feedback that we get from them, if there is anything that we require on our side. But as far as we know, we are good to go until we get anything from the liquidity provider. Say, hey, no, you are required to do this, you are required to do that. Other than that, I don't think there's anything that we need based off where we are at the moment.
Exactly. To piggyback off of that, like I was saying earlier, to protect our brand, we would love for people that are interested in our service to understand that you're going to have to adapt, because we are a new prop firm, we are a growing prop firm, and usually when a business starts, especially when you have a ton of demand, you have to find you gotta find your rhythm, right? You're gonna have a ton of people that are interested in you. You're gonna run into these hiccups. You're gonna do that, but you have to understand, as a prop firm, we partner with a liquidity partner and with investors to back. So we have to fulfill their expectations as well. It's just not you come to us and we just gonna. Tell me one person right now who you can go give $125 to and they're gonna give you $50,000 to trade.
Sure, that's a question.
Like those are the type of questions that people have to ask themselves before they come to our support chat and try to be nasty to our support team. Like, you have to realize you're trading our money. So at any point, if you we literally have a no disrespect policy, and to the point we've had people to come to our support, literally badmouth them, call them swearing. And our best solution would be, thank you for your service and your interest, but we no longer want to partner with you. And that's just what we do. And that's what we're going to continue to do.
Yeah.
Because the first thing you need to have as a trader is patience. We're giving you our capital to trade. You're not giving us any capital. You have the ability to lose 10% of 25K and 10% of 50K at any means, and it's no liability on you. You know how much you've invested with us? $125 or $250. So patience is going to be the first thing for potential customers and paid customers. We have to verify our customers to the T. Crypto makes this faster because the payments are protected, and we understand that customers can't commit any fraud through the crypto payment method. But we want the customers to we want the customers to see our value. I feel like Trutrader can stand or fall. The only way we can fall if we don't provide the service. And we're going to provide the service.
That is truly how I feel as well. I'm really keen to see where everything will go from here.
Yes.
I truly wish you guys the best. I'm also going to sign up for an account when my finances is right, because one thing that I do want to take people on is the journey of having a funded account.
Yeah.
And going through that, because I know the one side would be the financial side, but now you've got the money. Now you need to work on your mindset.
Exactly.
And that is, all of that is one big challenge in itself.
Yeah.
So, in closing, before we go, is there anything that you guys would like to say that you would want people to understand about Trutrader?
One thing that, well, not one thing, because there's numerous things I can say. I want people to really understand our value before they make a payment. Understand what our service provides. Understand what you're paying for. You see, ask us all the questions that you need. We're here to answer those questions. We may move to the place maybe in the future if we just feel like people aren't taking that step to understand our value, to make sure they understand our value before they pay. So if we may change to say, hey, you probably have to have a call with us before we accept your payment, or you may need to answer a series of questions to help us understand what we're here to provide before you make that payment. I want our value to be clear to you, because with that payment that you paid us, that is a value payment. We don't want, if the payment method is gonna be your deal breaker, then you're not our targeted audience, and we're okay with that. We're definitely okay with that. We're so okay with that. I think anybody who don't see our value is a gambler, because they want high leverage and they want to use big lot sizes.
So true. Anything you want to say now, Dan?
No, there's nothing. I think we've covered everything. And look, I guess, at the end of the day, like I always say, transparency is very important. And we've been very transparent in terms of what it is that we're trying to achieve. And like Jamaal now said as well, I think it's important that before you invest your money into anything, it's important that you invest the time to understand what it is that you're going to invest your money in. And secondly, we have not sent out any invitations to anyone, and people know that Trutrader is out there now.
Exactly.
And people that wants to become successful, successful traders that needed the capital to become more profitable or to get more funds, now have that ability. And that's basically it. The people that wants to make that difference is the people that's going to step forward. For everyone else, there's nothing we can do. And that's all from my side, my friend.
Yeah. And I just want to say this before we go. We understand that what we're providing is going to have this great area. It's instant funding, and to people it sounds like it's impossible. How could you just fund traders? How could you just give somebody access to this amount of capital?
Yeah.
But there's a business model around prop firms. There's technology that go into the accounts that we create. So, like when you open a broker account, you can say, this is my leverage, right? That is where we start. We start with setting our leverage. to minimize the exposure to how fast a trader can lose the 10%. So we have a system in place to help you understand the value of trading. Anything outside of and it's so crazy because the best leverage for a trader is 1-to-1. The fact that we're offering 1-to-3 is value. Again, you have to just understand what our value is, and we don't want your money unless you do.
Unless you do.
Yeah.
That's an awesome way to put things, because normally people would just say, come and invest with me, come and invest
Man,
with
I
me.
could have I could have called you.
No.
I could have called. My background is marketing. I know how to make fast cash. I know how to sell a dream. Marketing is perception. Perception is powerful if you know how to master it. I could have called you and said, hey bro, I'm gonna pay you to promote my company, and I'll pay you this amount to say this about my company. I could have went to probably almost every guru and essay and just put them on payroll to promote.
Can I just say, nothing of this is paid for now? Like, I was literally keen, and I also want to know because I also want to make money. So none of this is literally paid for. The only thing that Jamaal did pay for is my fuel to get here.
Yeah, because you stay far, bro.
Because I stay far from here. So none of this is paid for, and I really just wanted to see how things turn out, because like I told you guys, the event to me was something different. I'm used to these finance events where people are like, okay, we have given you the seminar, we have showed you how things are working, so go to the corner and go sign up with that guy that's sitting there. He has all the application forms. And when I didn't see that, I think that was my last bit of skepticism. My last red flag was, if Jamaal has someone there that's going to sign people up and is going to say, oh, but tonight only for the launch you have 50% special,
no.
and that was going to be a deal breaker for me. And
Yeah,
the fact that
that's a red flag.
a big red flag, and the fact that
People
there
do
wasn't
that.
any of that. Like I told you guys in my live last night that I did about the Trutrader event, the most things that got said about Trutrader was basically not even 10 lines, and then I popped the bottle, and then there we went. So Trutrader wasn't pumped up. Trutrader wasn't like, oh, we're this amazing company. There was nothing about having these large screens and figures that was projected at us to kind of lose our focus. None of that. It was literally just an event where traders came together,
Had drinks and food.
had drinks and food. And like I told you guys, this restaurant is like cuck expensive. Like, honestly, even if I make that level of money, I will never ever treat you guys to like free food like that. And the fact that he just wanted the community to come together to kind of see the vibe of the Cape Town side of things, I feel like that is also a big thing, because normally when these guys have events, even if it's a 200 rand, they want to charge you. And here you come to a place where you're getting free cocktails, and the cocktail isn't less than 95 rand. So that is something to really look at. We weren't charged to be at that event. We got free food, we got free drinks, and the night was lekker. No one was forced to sign up, nothing. No one was forced to hear a pitch that they didn't want to hear.
We didn't ask for an email address, a phone number, because what we're doing is creating a community.
A community. So true. So I'm keen to see where this is gonna go, guys. And like I told you guys, they are here. Like, I'm saying it in front of them. I'm gonna take you guys on this journey. We're gonna you're gonna see how the account moves on my end and how things go. But I want to take you guys on the journey so that you guys can also see how it is to trade prop firm money. It's gonna be my first time, so it should be really interesting. If you came this far, thank you, Jamaal and Raulio, for this interview. I hope a lot of people gained a lot of insight as to Trutrader and what Trutrader stands for. And thank you guys for joining. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Do check the link in my description for Trutrader's website so that you guys can go and check out everything there. And just below that, I will link Raulio's YouTube channel as well, so that you guys can always have like access to like free content. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.
Cheers.